Hey guys, it's Ryan Lill. Here, I promised I would do a coming out story. So, this is it. It's been a really crazy day today, but, so I feel kind of crappy, so my hair is a little, and I'm wearing the same clothes I was wearing to the gym earlier. Anyways, so my coming out story, I wish I could say was super awesome, and, I've heard some really good ones. I've heard some really bad ones. I can say that I'm honestly blessed to have the family and the friends that I have. I've never had a bad experience when it comes to coming out. There are a few things, good and bad, that I can tell you about my experience. So it started in high school. I knew I was gay. I never said anything to anybody. Though being head of the show choir and, marching band, doing marching band and doing strings and liking to be in all the school musicals and dance and dress as the lady parts. There were obviously some major clues going on in there. There are good and bad. The bad parts of, let me just explain again. Sorry, my brain's right now. So I came out after my freshman year in college, on March 14th, which is about 3 years ago. I was 19 at the time, and I was talking to my old best friend Haley, who had a crush on me, ended up dating my brother. While she was dating my brother, I was on the beach with her one night, and we were talking, and she asked me if I was gay. And I told her no. It was never this thing where I just had to think about it. I wasn't always just like, no. I was just like, no, definitely not. But the next day, I felt really bad for lying to her. And I realized that, she was the person that I should probably talk to. So I drove over to her house, and in my brain, I was not going to say anything. I was like, no, don't do this. It's not a good idea. I ended up telling her. Meanwhile, she's like, I knew it. I just knew it. Oh my God, I knew you were. And I'm like, well, now you know for sure. And then right when I told her, I realized, oh my God, I just told the mouth of the South. So I should probably tell my family before she does. No offense. I love you, Haley. I really do. So I came home that very day, and we were having a family cookout. My entire family was here, immediate family, all my brothers and sisters, everything. And I called my mom inside, and she was like, this better be important, because she was grilling burgers. When she's grilling, things are serious, So I said, yeah, it's pretty important. Come inside. So she came inside and said, I'm going to say something, and I don't want any questions. I'm having a hard time doing this enough as it is. I'm just going to say this and get it out there. I'm gay. Well, the reaction that spread through my living room was as follows. Haley's on the couch. She already knew, and she goes, Lee is next to her and goes, I knew it. I knew it. Sarah goes, can I finish watching my TV show now? And Danny goes, you're gay? And my mom goes, I have a question. I said no questions. Please no questions. She goes, no, what kind of cheese do you want on your steak burger? And obviously I chose Swiss. I just come out of my family. Who would have chosen regular cheddar over Swiss cheese at that point in my life? I wouldn't have. I didn't. So that was my entire family just whatever. Not a big deal. That night my mom did talk. She asked me, why I never told her. And I told her, it wasn't anything personal. It was basically the fact that, to me, it wasn't something that I was willing to accept myself. Now, that's the good side of my coming out story. My family's A-okay. My friends are A-okay. Bad side. I had a best friend named Amanda. I had been friends with her since, the 5th grade. We hung out every day. She lives, legitly, I counted them, 27 houses down from me in this neighborhood. So I used to always say that to her all the time. But, We did date on and off through middle school, high school. Nothing serious, but we dated on and off. She did really like me, and I felt completely like an asshole the entire time. When I told her I was gay, she basically stopped talking to me. We still, to this day, it's been 3 years, and I try my hardest all the time to see her and to talk to her. I understand, how that's a really difficult position to be put in, and I understand her being upset still, and whether she's upset or not, it does change a lot about, a friendship and a relationship. So, I did lose a really good friend over the fact that I was not honest from the beginning. And if there's one thing I can say to everyone is that I know how difficult it is to tell your family and to want people to accept it, and you know that people aren't going to automatically. But the best advice I can give you is if it makes you happy and if you know it's a part of who you are. It's not who you are. Being gay is not who you are. You are the person that you choose to be. Gay is just your orientation. It's just what you prefer. It doesn't make you a bad athlete, a bad singer, a bad brother, a bad sister. It doesn't make you a different person. It makes you the same person you are, just with that trait exposed. And best advice ever is to be honest to yourself, because the only way to ever be happy for yourself and with yourself is to be honest and to speak your mind and to tell people. I know that's difficult because you have some families who completely don't accept it. And that's where you have to decide, if my family really does care about me and my friends really care about me, when I tell them, eventually, it can be a shock at first. It can be, oh my God, you're not, blah, 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 why, how? Know how you're going to answer those questions, know exactly what you need to say to them. And after that, don't explain yourself anymore. You're the person that you are. You're not a different person because of it. And your family and your friends will come around. If they don't, then it sucks to say it like this, but if people aren't around you that are uplifting and helping you be the person that you want to be and be the best that you are, they're obviously not a vital influence in your life. And if they love you, they'll love all of you, not just certain pieces. They will love all of you. It does take time, and it takes a while for people to come around sometimes, people to warm up to it. But honestly, be honest. I cannot tell you how much happier I am now, and how I felt like while I was, I knew I was gay and I wasn't telling anybody, I felt like I was lying to everyone, and that's an issue with me. It's a huge issue, and I still feel bad about it because I was lying to people all the time. And now that I have come out, I feel so much better. There's honestly, I have never had that feeling where people say you have a weight lifted off of your chest, and I really did. The next morning, I felt automatically that I had just done the world a justice. I had made things right for myself. So that is my coming out story. I know there are some really harsh ones out there, some really tough ones, and that some people don't have the supportive family and the supportive friends. But know that you do have support, and I'm always here if you want to talk. I have given many a stranger my number, and will continue to do it if people really need help. So please feel free to comment, post, share this video with anyone you need to. Put it anywhere you want. There's also music on my page. You can listen to some of my music, and some of my friends from the Big Gay Vacation have also posted videos. Make sure you check them out. And, be true to who you are, because that's the only thing you really have in life. There's always going to be people hating on you. There's always going to be people who are trying to bring you down, who don't agree with what you're doing. You can't please everyone. Please yourself, make sure you're happy before you decide anything else. And the only way to be happy and to not hurt anybody any further is to be honest with who you are.